Well, hello everybody. How are we doing? Can you hear me? Are we all able to partake in my dulcet tones? I hope so. Yep, loud and clear. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that says you. Good. I thought it said something worse. Yes, hello. Lovely to see you all. Oh, look, you're still assembling. As unfortunately, it is, of course, just me. Dennis may be joining us in a bit. It's 50-50, to be honest. It's the difficulties, I believe, of starting a family have beset him and left him bereft of time. Meanwhile, Andy is with one of his other games because he doesn't love us anymore. And Al is probably stuck in traffic because this is the worst possible time for him. Now, had I been able to do it at 6 rather than at 5, then maybe one of the others might have found it easier to join me. But unfortunately, because I have to be at rehearsal at 7, I couldn't do that. So here we go. So, yeah, solo power hour. Here we fucking go. What do you want to know then? Like, what were we talking about last month? Yeah, I'm committed to the cause blocks. What it is, you see, I'm making a new game that I would really, really, really appreciate it when a game is ready. If there were people who I knew but didn't know who might have a look at it and be my taste people, you know, and if you like it, then maybe you will even support it, which would be lovely too. So who knows? I mean, we're talking years. Many of you may well have grown up and had families of your own by the time I get a game out, because I take forever about it. Okay, let's have a look at the chat. Jay, we see you in the audience. I know, man. I don't know how to get in here, right? So I clicked on the link, literally, you know, the dev stream announcement, and then I saw at the bottom it went like, right, you're in the chat. I was like, for fuck's sake. So then I found the dev stream channel. I am getting old. This is the problem, right? I'm an old man in a young man's game. So I have I feel like, I would imagine Dan Harmon feels a lot like this when he's pottering around backstage on Rick and Morty. Anyway, right, here we go. Let's get to it. Where are the CCOs at? Don't know. You might hear them fly past outside my windows. Or you might hear there's a guy. I think it's a guy. It's a very loud exhaust pipe. It feels like a guy with a small penis. That's my hunch. But anyway, you might hear them go past. They go past every so often. And that's very good. Yeah, live from St. John's. Right, clearly he needs his priority straight. Yep, I said that earlier. Okay, we have Solo Jay. Can you give us a very, very brief overview on what the new game is going to be about? It's going to be about... how vague can I be? It's going to be about a lot of things, obviously. But I would say that the topic I'm really at the heart of it is employment. What constitutes a decent job? Is there a decent job? Is there a point in a life without a job? You know, questions like that. Questions thrown up by late stage capitalism. To say more would be to spoiler. Graduated and already have a job. Pink. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. How dare you grow up? I'll be working in a lab as a microbiologist with hospital samples. Oh my God, Pink, are you going to start the next pandemic? That'd be amazing, right? I mean, it wouldn't be amazing. Don't do it, for goodness sake. Well, congratulations. I am incredibly, incredibly proud, if I'm allowed to be proud. Don't really know if you can be proud of somebody that you've never actually, face you've never seen. But I am kind of proud of you, and I don't know why. Game about running a TV channel, by the way. No, it will not be about TV. If anything, it will be closer, and this is very cryptic, I'm afraid, to being about theatre than it is to being about TV, in a strange way. I feel like I've looked at how I wanted to use TV, but I've not really looked at many of my other passions. My partner and I say that people with loud cars are peacocks. Yes, I think that's true. That's very, very true. Just brought the game. I mean, you remind me of someone from it, but I don't know who. Well, paracetamol, a big paracetamol. I'd probably remind you of Dave, because I did the voice of Dave. And I'd probably remind you of the Advance adverts, because that's me as well. And I don't think you'll have played it far enough for my face to have actually appeared yet. But eventually, my balding face and head will appear. To tell you more would be to spoil it. But enjoy. I hope you have a really good time playing it. Thank you for buying it as well. That's brilliant of you. And if you enjoy it, please tell your friends, because this is, you are literally at the heart here of the marketing that we're doing. This is it. Right? There's no budget. It's just me here, slowly aging, and dying on camera to try and keep my cult hit, that's cult with an L, alive for a bit longer. Right, you work as a folk musician in the Balkans. Oh, fantastic. I mean, that's just excellent. I'm a musician, as you know. Or maybe you don't, because it's your first time here. Yeah, I'm a musician, and I would love to hear some of your Balkan folk music. I play in a sort of klezmery swing band at the moment. Right, Matt, I'd love to have a job. Oh, you'll get one day, Matt. That would be many people's dreams too. Excellent. Oh, Paracetamol's going to get you a job. Although this job, Matt, might involve going to the Balkans to be a folk musician. Watch out. Could be a trap. What are you good at? Maisel, FMV game. It will not be an FMV's game, Maisel. I'll tell you that. I have, at least for this period of my life, decided to walk away from FMV. Now, the reasons for this are that, we did try and flog a second FMV game and came very rapidly across the fact that nobody really wants to spend the amount of money you need to do it properly. There's just not the market for that. You know, it's an insanely expensive, stupid way to make a game. But brilliant in its own way. So instead, I'm trying something else. And I can't really tell you what that is, but it doesn't involve FMV. It would be yes, not an FMV game. However, I would say that it is accurately described as a spiritual successor to Not for Broadcast, as in that it shares the tone of half the writing and the musical songwriting, and it is a satire, and it is hopefully funny. So it has at least the half that I did. You can kind of feel that. Obviously, Alex, whilst still fabulous, and still I see him regularly, and I'll get his feedback, and so he will sneak things into this game. He just won't get paid for doing it. So yes, a little of Alex's, but more. So if you liked all the things Alex wrote and you didn't like any of the things I wrote, yeah, definitely don't buy this one. You'll hate it. Right, okay. Also, Thunder Twats manager, DJ, thanks. Not sure what you're talking about. Blocks, Jay, is it true you voiced the Advance adverts because you fully endorse and agree with all of Advance's actions? No, Blocks, now. Not everyone who gets old becomes a sort of racist prick. Some of them become homophobic pricks instead. No, I don't agree with everything Advance did, but I am an old lefty, so I do understand everything that Advance did. And as an older lefty, I do understand that sometimes we have to do things for the good of the many, which may not actually be that good for some of the few. And that is tough. But I think that's one of the things that Julia recognizes. However, I do not defend her actions in killing her friend Peter. I would never kill Peter. Sorry if that was a spoiler. It was a massive spoiler, actually. Sorry, Paracetamol. That is the problem with being in this group. Right. Are you allowed to tell us what the second FMV game you tried to process? I am not, because the demo is still in industry rounds and in a couple of hands, so I can't. I mentioned in the last stream as much as I should have, and probably more than I should have. So that's definitely all I'm going to say on that. Will we ever get a not for broadcast sequel or spin-off? Sorry, Seagull, we will not. But as I say, I am working on a spiritual successor right now. Attic 7, would pre-rendered 3D animation be used instead? You could do that, I reckon. One of the things, right, what I loved about Not for Broadcast, and what I think enabled it to tell a story in a way that was more emotionally impactful at a low budget than our animation skills would have allowed us to, is that actors, obviously, and real actors, filmed actors, have every micro expression, every moment of timing, that there is so much that even the greatest character models in games are still nowhere close, just nowhere close to what an actor can do. And I found that really interesting. But obviously, other attempts to use FMV in games, like, say, the Tesla effect, which is wonderful in its way, but it's not, for me, it doesn't work. I think that if you use video, it has to be diegetic, basically. So video needs to be video, or your entire world needs to be entirely photorealistic. And I don't think we are anywhere near there, Little demos, tech demos, maybe, but maybe in a few years. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to be possible to come out that uncanny valley. I really wish we could. So this time I'm going to take a different approach to not being in the uncanny valley, because I don't want to be in the uncanny valley. I don't want songs being sung by things that are almost human but not quite. That is surely the realm of amateur dramatics. Right. I say that as someone who does loads of amateur dramatics, so please don't give me shit. Right. Okay. Not really a question, mostly kind of introspective. This is Lobster's message. But the disrupt leadership twist has grown on me over the years. Back when the game first released, I really didn't like the twist and thought it was a bit cheap. There were hints, but wanted more of a build-up. But seeing the news cycles and Oscar-winning movies like One Battle After Another pulling a similar twist, the twist doesn't really seem so far-fetched, nor out of nowhere. Yeah, sadly, Lobster, I feel that's true. I think shady money from almost Nazi-esque sources, and certainly from establishment sources, racist, old, white sources. It's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it is a thing. In this country, Nigel Farage, we've just discovered, got 5 million quid build a new garage. 5 million quid, which allegedly was for a house from a crypto billionaire who gave him 5 million quid, and now he's saying that some of our national reserves should be held in crypto, and these two facts are not related. Oh man, the people pulling the strings, they do like to stay out of shot. That's why you've not heard of the majority of names in the Epstein files. Right. But I agree with you. There are a lot of ways in which the themes of Not for Broadcast, I think, reflected the concerns of a lot of writers, because writers tend to watch the news and have a look. Right. Will we ever get a sequel? No, I'm a fake fan. Oops, I'm a fake fan. Yeah, blocks, you fake. Not really a question, but going to Berlin next week. Second time in my life going outside of the country. Going outside of which country, right? There's no context here. If you're going outside of, say, Holland, it's not very far. If you're going outside of Nicaragua, then yeah, that's a heck of a distance. But either way, I think you'll enjoy Berlin. I found Berlin to be a very interesting place, kind of beautiful, very sort of. They say with when you go to Melbourne, it's like 4 seasons in one day. Berlin is like many different cities in one. Very interesting place. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, I think everyone should see Berlin. DJ, lovely. Okay, good. Lovely, DJ. Lobster Gorn, I like Jay's writing. Boyle is pretty much my garden stand about tell a story in a localized time. Thanks, man. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Seagull, yes, we need this, or a movie. Oh, an NFB movie. Do you mean, Matt? Yeah. I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? If we over time did a Blade Runner, like we just keep selling. Like one of the weird things about North Broadcast is it's still selling okay. We haven't marketed it. This is it. You are my marketing strategy. How many of us are there in this chat? 19, 20 of us that regularly, once a month, meet up, and I try and do my best to answer any new or old questions you may have and spoiler the game for new players like Paracetamol. Yeah, this is the entire marketing, and yet the game is still selling thousands of copies every month. And I think that might be on word of mouth or something that it's picking up. So yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Can't remember what the hell I was talking about there. Oh, the movie. Yes, that's it. So Alex and I have always dreamed that one day someone would want to make a TV show of it or a movie of it, And we know we'd have no control over it, and they won't use Baverstock or any of our cast or any of that. But it would be really interesting to see what someone else did with the story. They'd have to pick a side. That would be interesting. Yeah, brilliant. I'd love to see a movie, but I don't want to make it and I don't want to write it. I want to be executive producer and be that pain in the arse that comes in and goes, yeah, well, Jeremy wouldn't do that, I'm afraid. A little bit of don't know. I don't know how the IP even works. I think that if you're not trying to make money, I think you're in the clear. So it could be that one day somebody will do a Jenny and Jeremy's secretly messaging like the underground resistance during the missing years after prison, or all these things. Sorry, I've got to be so careful here, Paracetamol. Mate, I really hope you are going to forget like near enough everything. Right, let's carry on through here. A fan-made movie. There is an alpha build of the game. Yes, not an alpha, not even close. There is a proof of concept prototype of a system that might have become a game. There's certainly not an alpha build of the game. If there was an alpha build of the game, we'd be millions in debt. Good. You just said it's expensive. FMV is expensive. It's just an expensive way to do games. It's expensive in your hard drive. It's expensive in the sheer number of people, and therefore the sheer amount of admin you need and the amount of time it takes. Obligatory Rule 7, don't know that one. Blocks will be off in a couple of minutes. Bye, Blocks. A-level history is tomorrow. Pause revision to tune into this. I am not taking the fucking blame, mate, when you fail. You're gone already. There you go. So you didn't even hear me denying. Rule 7, unfortunately, Jay. Yeah, Rule 7, whatever that is. Netherlands. Does phrase Radio 4 from song Smart is in real life thing or just for the rhyme? For context, give us Aaron Moore, give us Radio 4. Okay, Maisel, good one. Let's get into it. My favourite lyric in the entirety of Not Broadcast, that song. Right, first of all, let's clear up a little mistake, and I mean this not in any way humiliatingly. I just want to correct you because I want it to be right. It's Alan Moore. Give us Alan Moore, Alan. He is the author of, among many other great things, he wrote Watchmen, and is called the Wizard of Northampton and recognised as one of the greatest graphic novelists ever. And then Radio 4, to come more directly to your question, which is a great question, is a radio station, a BBC radio station in the UK, which I think is the only one you can get around the world. It's quite like the World Service. It's spoken word. It has comedy and plays, but mostly documentaries, current affairs, very rarely and occasionally phone-ins, but that's not really its thing. It's a little more quality. It is like the last bastion of intelligent conversation, really. It hasn't dumbed down that much ever. It has the longest running soap opera ever, I believe, in the Archers on it. It's a national institution. And the thing about Radio 4 is you can pick it up when you're driving. So you'll put it on and they'll go, and next on Radio 4, a documentary about button manufacture in Leicester in the 1830s. And you think, oh, fucking hell. Oh, my God, don't make it stop. And about 10 minutes later, you're like, well, I never knew that about button manufacturing. That's fascinating. And the 1830s. Right? It's just brilliant. It's just a wonderful thing. And as the song would suggest, I believe it is one of the things that one can consume to keep one's brain smart. She's visiting Berlin from the Netherlands. College-funded week-long trip. Oh, you'll have a really interesting trip. Really interesting trip. And it won't take you long to get there. That's good. Have a great, great, great time in Berlin, Ray. I think there is Radio 4 like Channel 4 in the UK. That is correct. Went to Berlin in February, and it's so interesting. You can really tell where West Berlin ends and East Berlin starts. Yes, absolutely. Holland, yeah. Yeah, Radio 4, there it is. I'm going to Egypt for a wedding. Don't know why, but they like Balkan music. Excellent. I'm assuming you mean a wedding, but you could mean that you are going to Egypt and someone is going through their garden pulling weeds up, and you got to play to that. I've done gigs that are weirder. Pink, I'd buy the game 999 more times if I could. No need, Pink. Just buy my next one once. I don't want to bankrupt anybody. I want to keep your money for other game makers too. They're also lovely. Is it going to be an immersive job management sim? Oh, what a great question. Akin to NFB. I mean, it is. I'm so tempted to say yes, but it's so cheeky to say yes because it kind of isn't. But yes, I mean, the plot does revolve partly around having a job. So yes, I suppose in some ways it is an immersive job sim. It's not a management sim. There's no spreadsheets and forms. Regardless of visuals, grim future. Severance mentioned, love that show. Have you watched all of it? Oh yes, many times. Severance is an influence on the next game, definitely. Small influence, but it is an influence. In fact, I reckon Severance is probably an influence on a great many currently working artists, I think. All right. Oh yeah, would people, if they were going to make a fan-made movie, receive law action like cease and desist? Certainly not from us, unless you would, maybe from Paul. Or don't make a porno of it or something. Then you might. Don't do something that brings us into disrepute. If your views on life are like racist and eugenicist, definitely don't make that with our characters. Then you'd get a cease and desist from me. Maybe from Tiny Build. I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know how much they really care about the game anymore. They don't do much in terms of supporting it. and they don't seem to be helping when people are getting bugs, and they're not paying us to fix bugs. But who knows? I think it'd be all right, probably. If I'm executive producer, yeah, no problem. I'm not putting my name on your crime. And really not having a baby. That fucking song stuck in my head for like 2 more months. You're welcome. For my partner, it was Mr. Bear. You're welcome. Jay, story time of weird gigs. Yeah, weirdest gigs. I was once a singing waiter for a gig at Mossimans, which is like a Michelin starred restaurant. I can't remember what the event was. Cannot remember. Got booked through a friend of mine who rang me and went, "You like the really weird gigs, don't you?" And I was like, yeah. And he's like, singing waiter. And I was like, well, what is it? It's like, there's 4 of us. We walk from table to table, and we do close harmony singing. I was like, brilliant. What's the set list? He went, no. We take requests and we just go in and do them. And he said, "You're a human jukebox. I'm a human jukebox. And these other 2 people apparently pretty much know their onions." Because that was the other thing. Didn't know them. He didn't know them. So, yeah. And it was very well paid. Oh, my God, it was well paid. So we said yes. And we were supposed to do like 40 minutes, wandering table to table, singing to people, taking requests. And we got fed the best risotto I have ever had. By whoever the chef was. That was amazing, great rider. And then we get up there and we're going table to table, and there's champagne just flowing like water. And we got horribly drunk, like horribly drunk. Don't get drunk at work, kids, unless you're a singing waiter trying to get through an unrehearsed gig. And my memory of it is that it went extremely well. You know, we did, I think, about 2 hours in the end and literally we had the people in there up and singing with us. And yeah, I couldn't tell you now a single song we sung because it was 20 to 30 years ago. But there you go. There's a weird gig. All right. Yes, but with extra set. Will you add a star content? I will not. Wait till Jay finds out the short trip to Berlin is probably going to be an 8-hour-long bus ride. Oh my God, you're going by bus. Oh well. Yeah, talk about a little next stream, Ray. If you fancy it, you can come on and webcam up and give us all a show and tell or something. But there's no pressure to do that. I know some people, the idea of speaking to a group like this is like their idea of hell. But if you wanted to, you'd be welcome. Lobster. Oh, that reminds me. Did you get Mark Kitto to play Adrian Atkinson Blimey because of his somewhat resemblance to Stephen Fry? I did not. And now I'm looking at these 2 GIFs that you've posted. I see it. I didn't see it because I thought he bared more of a resemblance to Jeremy Paxman, who I cast him because he resembled and certainly could do a very, very good version of Jeremy Paxman. So for me, he's a Paxman, not a Stephen Fry. So if anyone can find a Paxman that looks like him and do a side-by-side, I think you'll see what I mean. Obviously, Paxman before the beard. He is so funny, by the way, Mark. I've got to say, he was so much fun to have on set. He's very professional, but he's very dry. And yeah, he's great. I really liked working with him. I'd like to work with him again. So many of the not-broadcast actors that we had just playing small, tiny, come in for 3 days across the entire thing. But they were so lovely. Damn it, I miss television, says 867, even though I never ever found it. Probably. Bye, people. Bye, paracetamol. The weird gig, Den's wedding. No, just kidding. No, Den's wedding was... Well, that was a weird gig, though, Den's wedding, because my cat had been run over like 36 or 24 hours previously, and I couldn't show that I was feeling absolutely heartbroken. And I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want to ruin Den's day, obviously. So that was a weird gig because I was both feeling joyful but also not joyful. There is a VR version. Yes, there is. I wouldn't say, though, that it's that good a port. To be honest, I hate to say that because I really wish it was. I'd love to sit there and it would be in a smooth experience. We actually we got a letter from one of the programmers who had worked on the VR port saying they felt we had been shafted and they wished they had done a better job because they loved the game, but there was no budget. So, say la vie, such is game dev. We got our version out, the PC version. That's the definitive, and I'm pretty proud of the PlayStation and Xbox ones as well. So, not many people get to do that. That's quite a privilege. Yes. Also, no DLC support. That is correct. I think that the end of Live and Spooky, and I won't spoiler it for those who have done it, would have been absolutely impossible in VR. In fact, I think it would still be impossible in VR. Don't get drunk at work unless you are Peter, or unless you're a British politician. Obviously, they have a subsidised bar. Would be in new game Easter eggs from NFB? No, I don't like that unless you are trying to actively build a functional universe. I don't think you should build a functional universe. However, there are, I suppose you could say there are, but they're not what you'd think. Like, for example, I'll tell you one Easter egg that is in the new game to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. One Easter egg I'll be using for sure is Paul Baverstock. So the voice of Jeremy Donaldson. Well, not the voice of Jeremy Donaldson, but the voice of Paul Baverstock, obviously. So if you like, that's kind of an Easter egg. But there won't be, like it's not set in the same world. It's a reset. It's a different world for you to discover. I don't want to carry the baggage across, and I don't want to carry the baggage of people's expectations. And I like telling stories. I like creating worlds. That's one of the things I love doing about storytelling. So, yeah. Right, next question. Plush Jay's cat. Oh my God, I'd be on it for a show and tell as long as it's all right and everything. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that this community, it seems to me, are very, very interested in life. Yeah, that was a neat trick with the video for that. What was the video for that? I'm not sure what we were talking about there. Would be very cool and creepy, but yeah, very hard. Back to Severance, because I love that show. Any favourite moments from it? End of season 1 made me scream at the telly. Anything where Milchick gets to Milchick. Miss Swan, incredible. This is the largest waterfall in the world. It's just a masterpiece, isn't it? Creates a world, holds it together. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Right. No way. Hell yeah. Paul will be a new game. Yeah, he will. Yeah, that's cameo. Also counts as an Easter egg. We all love Paul. Yeah, we do. We all love Paul. Don't pester him, though. He's not allowed to say anything about it. And one of the reasons is he doesn't know jack shit about it. He's been in. He's seen the first 5 minutes, maybe. Ha ha ha. But I'm such a secretive bastard. But yeah. So yeah. Paul will be there, and hopefully some other voices that you would recognise. Like I say, I love my actors. Why use others? We all love Paul. Who don't? Exactly. Great picks. Mine was yes, do it, Seth. Yes, do it, Seth. Yeah. Was day 296 planned? I don't know. What's day 296? Give me a clue, Seagull. I didn't remember all the numbers. I've been working on another game. Remember? I've been in the music business. The heat wave. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That was planned. Yes. Very, very, very planned. It's in the original treatment, which I think I have shared or scrolled through on this stream before. Peter's death is also, yes, in the original treatment. Yeah. The original story document, has a lot of what happened and other stuff that, took some lefts. But yeah, the cat, holding the cat hostage. Yes, that's right. Because cat football was happening on the same day as Paul's breakdown in the original script in the heat wave. So it was like cat football final, and they'd brought the competitors in, and the idea was Jeremy was going to hold this cat hostage. Oh my God. And that was the plan. Like this cat, and he'd be like that, and he'd have to go, "Oh, fucking kill this cat if you don't." And we thought that would be like dark and funny and whatever. Anyway, obviously, we woke up and decided against it. Thank God, because that would have been absolutely fucking trite and dreadful and so difficult. Oh my God! Like filming cat football was so hard, just so hard. Having a cat hostage would have been awful. Yeah. So Paul's breakdown, we shot that early. Yeah. Windows 98 port, yes. Linux port. Has anyone attempted it on a Steam Deck yet? And do you know if it works on a Steam Deck? Oh, Flux, you've tried it on a Steam Deck, have you, brother? Oh, amazing. Did it work, or was it too small? Maybe the text might be a bit small. Mind you, we did put good accessibility settings in it. It was okay. Jeremy in his glasses from Alpha. The reason he's wearing his glasses is because he's holding that script and he can't read it without his glasses. So there was no way around it. Yeah, it was okay, was it, on Steam Deck? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there we go. Jeremy with his cat. And that cat, that's Bruce. That cat there, that's my cuddly cat, Bruce. Is that Sarah sat there behind him? Amazing. Yeah, did Paul have to wear contact lenses during filming? I can't remember. Whether he wore lenses or whether he's only whether he only needs glasses for up close reading. And he was rarely reading. He learned pretty much, he learned 95% of his lines. And even if he was reading, it would be on an auto cue that would be at a distance. So I'm not certain whether he needed them. I don't even know if Paul uses. That's terrible, isn't it? I've known Paul for such a long time, 10 years more, maybe 20. I've no idea if he wears contact lenses. Yeah, but he does look great in his glasses. Yeah. Does Paul have to wear them? Right. From where is it? Oh, that's from the original demo. Early demo. Yeah, we made it for PAX. Jesus Christ Megastar. I mean, excellent work, firstly. Let me just say, excellent work on that name. Many things I like combined. Can you make up any fun fact for Jesus? Yeah, I can make up loads of fun facts for Jesus, but it was Alex that made up the fun facts for Jesus. Like Alex, one of the favorite facts from Jesus, of course, is his obviously public school upbringing. I really like that bit off camera where with Jeremy, and he's like, well, actually, I'm going to hear about this from my agent and my mother or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he says. I really like that. Jesus is one of the most interesting characters, right? Because he has that song, Paint It Red, which I am qualified to talk about. Because when you start trying to write music from a lyrical, like character music that is a protest song, but isn't necessarily what you believe and isn't necessarily the normal politics expressed. Like a good example of it would be there's this fairly unpleasant but occasionally interesting commentator called Ben Shapiro, and he did a rap tune with somebody else who has dreadlocks, and it was all about go woke, go broke. It was basically it was an anti-left rap, but using the iconography and protest movement music traditionally of the street and the left, which is always an interesting thing to do. And that's kind of what Jay Zuss was trying to do as well. He was trying to, I'm trying to write a pro-capitalist, a pro-capitalist rap, but from a very urban perspective, which arguably I do not have. But that's what research is for. Yeah. Yeah, so then that song got translated into Russian. And then I had the lyrics translated back for me from the Russian lyrics. And I'm not entirely certain what the song means in Russia. Like, I think the basics are there, but I'm not sure if it has all the same resonances. I think it's insanely hard to translate lyrics. You know, like, my God, the guys who did it, so impressive. To get it to still rhyme and still scan and still have the correct meaning with the nuance. Oh, my goodness. So difficult. So difficult. Anyway, right. I love how he's Mr. Cheese Slice. Yes, me too. Absolutely brilliant. I love, we used to, in the office, there's one of the many red carpets. There's a Jay Zuss one where at one point he goes, "Hey, Julie, write that down." Right. And we did that in the office for everything. Oh, that's a good point. That, "Hey, Julie, write that down." Right. And we did that so many times. And the way he says it is just, oh, bless him. I'll give you a Jay Zuss trivia. The reason that he's using a walking cane is because he broke his fucking leg doing Ted Lasso. He couldn't walk properly in one of those seats. So that's why. Talking about Windows 98, the game is basically 6 media players and a control panel. Amazing. Clickbait, got caught clickbait. Whatever that was. YouTube. Oh, is that us playing the demo? Yeah. Could you still technically update the game? I don't know. I honestly don't know, Seagull. I think we probably do still have the logins for Steam because I mean, we didn't. It's not like Tiny People don't like us, you know. It's just that, you know, they're not working. This isn't a current project for them or for us. So we possibly could, but I feel it would be very poor form to do that and not do that in consultation with your publisher. So we probably wouldn't do that. And we certainly wouldn't do that unless Tiny Build were prepared to pay for the time it would take to do those updates, which would not be small. And obviously an update, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting that term. Have you seen those Google Translate lyrics songs? Yeah, I have, and that's what I worry about. But I don't think it was done that way for the game. I think it was done by humans. It's a bit different, but it's really hard to keep it all together without losing some things. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Russian dubs with lyrics was perfect. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's still hard for me to believe that lockdown was never planned because you're getting shocked at the end of episode 1. I know, right? That was one of the best things. Yeah, that was the fact that we had shocked the player out, just put us in that position where we could do it. It was like a perfect narrative storm, you know. Yeah, and I agree actually that it probably would have not felt weird. I mean, because you've just been doing those shocks on the desk, so that level ends with you passing out, and then you come around in the hospital in the incident, and on you go. But yeah, but it much better going into the lockdown. Yeah, sometimes things just line up, don't they? I'm still shocked the Rockin' localizers translated and sang all the songs except the ones from Time Loop. Did they not do the ones in Time Loop? That's such a shame. They are real talents. Time Loop, I mean, it was hard, man, for them because of the war. You know, like You forge these relationships during peacetime. And, I'm not a politician. I'm not a landowner. I'm not a Ukrainian or a Russian. I just want to make my game with nice people from different countries. And I don't like that it became so difficult to do that because of the actions of our leaders. I would imagine neither the Doving team nor myself were fans of either leader, but I don't want to speak for them. Definitely, and it's easy for me to say that sat here. But they were real talents. They are real talents. And they were lovely as well. They worked really well. They cared. Do we earn commission from every copy still sold? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So do Tiny Build. Yeah. No, it's good. It's really nice, actually. It doesn't make a lot, but makes a difference, which is nice. It kind of, there were about 3-4 years, maybe 2 years directly on Not for Broadcast. And before that, about 5 years of Not the Name We Wanted, and Not Siri, and Not Half-Life, and Not GTA 5, and all these different projects where I mean, most of the team were paid, if anything, like expenses. I was bankrolling, so I was losing money. I wasn't taking a salary. Most of us weren't taking salaries. There were years like that. So to be at this end, still getting paid for it, kind of feels like back pay, which is nice. So I don't feel too guilty about it. Although it is weird being paid, like when you haven't done anything on it for a while. I'm still shocked, right? Yeah. Do you earn commission? Do you was thinking about releasing the soundtrack on vinyl? I don't think that would happen. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't think there's a market for it. If I heard that somebody had pressed it onto vinyl, like Maisel, if you want to go to these single run places and print some of it on vinyl, I mean, fucking good luck to you, I say. Please don't print it and sell it. That would be wrong, I think. Or if you are going to print it and sell it, you'd have to do a deal with Tiny Build, and then I'd expect some money on that and all of that. Seems like a lot of hassle. But if you wanted to run a version for yourself onto vinyl, I think if you download, I think there are either WAVs, lossless WAVs, really good ones. I don't know if we ever did FLACs, but either way, that you could press from those WAVs. They are solid. I think people ask about could you still technically update the game because both reports still send. I know, yeah. It is really, it's really upsetting. So, I hate that bug reports get sent, and I feel like there's nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. And we don't have the infrastructure to fix them. And Tiny Build, I don't think they respond either, which is a shame. That's a real shame. I don't like that. Very lucky outcome came of Fever Dreamers lockdown. Yes, it really was. They tried, just not all VAS singers. Yeah, that's so glad that main songs is dubbed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They didn't do talent songs because most VAs were moved to sing the lyrics. Yeah, also the guy in charge didn't really like the job they did on Boyle songs. Oh, wow. Interesting. Wasn't happy with his work. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, really talented guys. When Tiny Build celebrated 15-year anniversary company, they mentioned LFB, Alex Winston on wallpaper. Ah, that's lovely. Hey, Flux. Hi, all. Sorry, I've just been driving but listening. Hope you're all well. Yes, NFB works on Linux and Steam Deck. Well, that's exciting. I've got a Steam Deck. Maybe I'll download it and have a little go. From Russian community, we would love to see Notgames team in our country. Yeah, man. Yeah. When does this shit end? Really? Like, there's a bit in Hamlet where he's watching these two armies, or I think one of them's marching by. I'm now going to completely misremember Shakespeare. This bit, anyway, he's watching these armies, and he basically says these two armies are going to fight over an island, over a piece of land that is not even big enough to bury the bodies of those that will die for it. What are we like? Hey, look at that. Looking at these images. That's really beautiful, that 15-year tiny build image. I really like that. Fantastic. And there he is. Or she. And that's the genius of it. That's why they've got their back to us. Oh, what is Rule 7? Is that don't mention politics, real politics on this line? This land is mine. Happy Gay Month. Yes, happy Gay Month, all. Well done, guys. Got another month. Fantastic. Well done. And a nice one as well. It's very sunny so far. I'll say that, and it'll start raining tonight and then rain for a whole month, and everyone will think I've committed a homophobic hate crime. What did Tiny Build do for you? Loads, Seagull. They enabled this game to exist. I don't know the rules, Matt, because I don't think they apply to me. Because I'm like a dev or something. I don't know why I think they don't apply to me. I'll probably end up in trouble for them. Yeah, Tiny Build did loads for us, Seagull. They took a risk on us and gave us the money to make it episodically. They marketed it. They encouraged us. They introduced us to Ivan, who was the producer that saw it through its first 3 sort of, I don't know what you call them, episodes. Before the amazing Herb took over and Ivan went off to work on The Lift. And if you all haven't seen The Lift, obviously go and see the demo of The Lift. Ivan is a hero among men. Brilliant. Taught us so much. Respect him. Love that man. Yeah, so that was Tiny Build. They backed us. Alex Nitch-Porchik took a risk on an unknown team with an expensive game that was insanely political. In a market that did not want a political game and did not want an FMV game, right? That's a hell of a thing. You know, the market, and to be fair, the market wasn't wrong. Most developers want to make, or not developers, sorry, most investors would like to make at least 10x, which means 10 times what they put in, they would like returned. And an expensive FMV game about politics with a very British sense of humour that children aren't going to enjoy, that might offend half the people that, you know, it's not really for COD players, is it? Let's face it. You know, so smaller market. It's not a mass market game and it costs a lot. It takes a hell of a publisher to do that. So, yeah, I will drink to Tiny Build. Always. Tiny Build, I would drink to Alex Nitch-Porchik, and I would drink to Gabe Newell as well of Steam, who created the marketplace relevant, you know, where this could happen. Right, what a Tiny Build. Publishing, financing, yeah, but more than that, way more steering. Helped us develop on from what we had to what we released. Yeah, all of it. Where are you guys based? I'm in the US. Hi, Stuso. We're in the UK, in case you cannot tell from the way I am pronouncing all of the words correctly. That's what this accent is. It's correct. Hello, American friend. I'm joking with you, obviously. I hope you understand that. I jest, as your Bill Maher would say. Joe, you'll be reminded again and again during the disciplinary hearing we do every finish. I know, every month, DJ, and it takes hours. That's why the streams are on earlier, to allow DJ the full 7-hour reaming out he has to give me. He has a checklist, clipboard. Oh, God. Something about politics. I get CCO'd for a few too many letters. Yeah, probably. NFB t-shirt from 2021. Yeah, well done. You're one of the 4 people that bought a t-shirt. Yeah, our glorious misspelling of the word night. Not sure about that. Every time Joe breaks the server rule, everybody's allowed exercise. No, absolutely not. You mustn't do that. The rule, look, the stream is different. In the server, if I break the rules, hope normally Flux catches it in time and says, Jay, don't do that. Whatever. No, he doesn't do that. That's completely unfair. Flux has never had to really do that. What I assumed was, I'm like, you know, in American legal dramas, there's always the old partner that's doddery. He's like he's in his 80s, and he's sort of like, and he sort of comes around the office. That's the British version, by the way. That's the British version. The American version is and he wanders in and out of meetings, and everyone's like, don't worry about him. He's just like fucking 80 and crazy, but he formed the company in 1941. He stubbed his toe on a statue and won £1 million or whatever. Who knows, right? Yeah, that's what I am. I assume you all think I'm that on the stream. And in the Discord, it's like you could explain the rules to me. But, oh, my God, what an uphill battle. What's the point, eh? A, I'm only going to forget. B, probably not going to be listening. And C, probably don't care. My game, my rules. Actually, not my game or my rules. Both of those statements are wrong. Right. Don't forget your glorious Ferrera. Blah, blah, blah. Over the weekend, I remember watching the Backrooms movie. One of my friends said he was traveling to visit my city to watch it and invited the friend group to join it. I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to make a joke. Oh boy, that's just infinite no bands. Claire, it will be in New Game songs. New Game songs. If yes, how much? What? No, sorry, Maisel, lost me there. Is this referring back to something? Are you referring back to? Are we talking about printings? Other rules? I don't know. There's Roman's t-shirt. Nice work, Roman. In all seriousness, Rule 7 has always been taken very lax. It only gets used when people are extremely off topic and intentionally calling offence or trolling. Yeah, absolutely. Good. That's how it should be. Well-spirited. And that's why Flux runs a tight server. That's why Flux will be one of the first people to see my new game and will immediately be begged to stand by an offer he made when a younger man of running my new Discord server. Right, Lobster Gorn, these dev streams are just like getting to meet your distant uncle and just listen to him ramble about what he's been up to. I've added a bit there, Lobster Gorn, but I get the tone. Yes, they are. You're welcome. I only now see that Den is a viewer here. Den's viewing. Den, if you want to be brought in, mate, I mean, I've got 4 minutes left in me. You just say, and I'll drag you on. I suppose you could probably get on if you wanted. I'm going to bring you. I don't want to bring you on if you don't want to. Not broadcast multiplayer. Yeah, you know what? Peter Champion was talking about not broadcast multiplayer. I'm topless in the kitchen. You sexy beast. Yeah, well, next month we'll be coming live from Den's kitchen. Not for broadcast multiplayer. We were talking about doing that. Peter Champion was thinking, Peter Champion was George's partner in crime, the second and equally gorgeous coder that we had for not for broadcast, and came in a bit later. That's why he was second, not in any way lesser. And he had this idea that you'd be able to send a snuggle hugs attack on another player, or I always wondered if you could try and block them and the hacking device could be, you'd be sending the other way of that. We talked about quite a lot of things for that, playing against each other. We also talked about local multiplayer with exactly this. Someone's put here, laugh my ass off, 1 player per control panel. Yeah, we talked about that. They're asking about the new would be in New Game songs. I think they're asking about the new game and if there will be songs in it. Yes, there will. Holy fuck, that would be horrific. Not for T-shirt still alive, but white tower paint color sticks almost erased. More responses, more emoji responses to Den's I'm topless in the kitchen. Fire, we've got there. We've got salute from somebody who respects a man prepared to go topless. Some joy and a lot of sobbing. So there we go. Lots of mixed responses to a topless Den. For all you know, he's lying. He might be on a mission somewhere in Kurdistan about to assassinate a president. We don't know. Thank you, Matt, says Maisel, presumably for translating. Thank you, Matt, as well. Very good. Excellent. You averted the old man causing a hate crime there. That's excellent. Maisel, sorry it took Matt to translate, but I hope you got the answer you wanted. Den cooking show when? Good question. That's what they're all asking, DJ. Everyone wants to know. I think you mean Den topless cooking show when? Right. Come for J Rants, stay for Den Cooking. Right. What a show. What a show, Pink. Coming to you live from Den's Kitchen in the UK, it's the monthly Deb stream. If it was coming to you live from Den's Kitchen in the UK, it would have opening and closing credits at the very least. When I first started doing this, Den tried to come over and get me set up with OBS and Steam Deck, and it was working, Stream Deck, and then he left and it stopped working. And then he came back and tried again, and I still couldn't get it working. And then on the stream, I could only play it like with no sound or something. It was a disaster. Anyway, we let that idea go. I think Dan realised it was going to be like, helping your father do an email. Right. Last bit. Here we go. Coming to you live. I was imagining something like Tetris 99. Secretly Den is a spy. Well, not secretly anymore. Topless in the kitchen is MI6 code for assassinating the president. It is. Damn it, Lobster. We said no, we wouldn't speak about it that way. DJ, I should make a nightly show edit for that. Please, you should do this with Jay's rant sections. One music hour with Jay, where Jay just playing songs on guitar, any songs. Would you be interested in reacting to videos like when you guys are in the office? I don't think I want to watch myself. Really? I don't think anyone wants to watch me. I'll just be cringing. We need Notgames UK channel. We absolutely do not. 1 hour a month is about all I've got in me. And let's face it, this is at best casual quality. I've got a light. I've got I have got a little lamp that I've pinned up here. It's even worse without this fucking thing. Look, a square panel lamp thing. So I don't want you to think I haven't made any effort whatsoever. I have made effort. And this mic, that's not cheap. But, without Den, I feel we've lost a lot, haven't we? We've lost out. Right, it's time to wrap up. It is 1 minute past 6, and I need to go to rehearsal for the play I'm in, which is going to be rather excellent, I feel. It won't be excellent if I don't learn my lines and get to rehearsal. So thank you all very, 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 very much for joining me again this month. I really appreciate it. The fact that people come back astounds me and makes me feel very warm and tingly inside in a good, fluffy way. So thank you. And see you all next month. I don't think it's a bank holiday, so we will be back on the first Monday of the month at either 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, depending on what time I'm called to rehearsal. Bye with love. Bye with massive love. I'm going to disconnect and end the stage.